Coach, if you wouldn't mind.
Thought Trey Pooser was fantastic, and those of you that have followed us all year, I've continued to say that for us to be the team that we want to be, we have to pitch and defend at a very high level. And Trey did great. Obviously, we had the hiccup in the sixth, but I thought the job that Ryan Hagenau did and Evan Byers came in was fantastic. And I thought our infield defense was about as good as it could be. The plays that Mitch Daly made, 2 good plays. He came in and sat on one, the hard hit in ninth. I thought Grant Smith played great, a couple slow rollers up the middle, and then I thought Pete was fantastic at second base. And we're at our best when we're getting a ton of ground balls and striking guys out. And I thought Ryan Nicholson did the same thing at first, just played an awesome job defensively. Thought Nolan's play was huge, obviously, and then obviously can't say enough about Waldy and the impact that he had. And I just thought our offense was on full display. Bunts, bombs, stealing, base running, you name it. And when we're at our best, that's what we're doing.
All right, questions first for the players. Let's start on the front row.
Daniel Hager, Kentucky Sports Radio. Ryan, I don't think you notched a hit in the last 2 games, the series finale and then yesterday. But today you come out, notched 2 home runs. What was going for you today?
Yeah, the past few weeks, or not even past few weeks, the past 2 games, I guess, I just felt a little bit late. And that's whenever I feel like I'm not on, it usually is the problem, a little bit late. And today I just made an effort just to be earlier on time, and I think that I did that. I think I fouled a few balls off down the line, pull side, which when I do that, I feel like I'm good and I'm on it. And then when I got a pitch in the zone, I was on time. So that was the biggest thing for me, was just being on time today.
On the right, second row.
Mitch Davis to MitchDavisShow.com. Coach, what's up? Guys, talk about just that message amongst the locker room and just talk about after that loss yesterday, kind of rebounding. And you guys look like a completely different team out there. Backs against the wall all season long. Lose game 1, you always respond. Talk about the message in the locker room.
So this morning we were in our team meeting, and Coach Minge brought up Buster Douglas and how he fought Mike Tyson and he won. And today, we go out there against a really good team, and you're facing a really good starting pitcher, and you just got to do what it takes to win. You got to just find a way. And especially when your backs are on the wall, you're either going home or you're moving on. And I think that we did a really good job of just being relentless, just staying on the attack all 9 innings and just trying to find a way to win. And when you do that and you just give yourself up for the team and just try to do everything you can to win a game, I think you have a lot of success.
All right, back to the front row.
Yeah, Trey, you had 5 really good innings today. In any normal game, probably go a little longer, but how much does a start like this against Arkansas, I mean, they finished second or third in the SEC, how much does this do for you heading into the NCAA tournament?
I mean, it gives me a lot of confidence. I mean, go out there, obviously gives us a chance to keep moving on and go out throughout the tournament, but just going into next week, just having that solid outing behind me and knowing that, having that confidence to go in there and just pitch the same way, if better.
More questions for the players. On the second row, on the left.
Joe Healy, D1 Baseball. Ryan, do you think there's some value in, as you head to the postseason, seeing the arms you saw for Arkansas? Because they used all their best guys, regardless of roles. Is that something that you go into regionals and you see as being helpful?
Yeah, for sure. Anytime when you can face top-end arms, it just makes you better. As long as you have the mindset of failure is okay and failure is a way to learn. You're going to lose. You're going to have bad at-bats. You're going to just not win a lot of the time. But if you can learn from it and you can grow from it, it makes it a lot better when you go face someone else who might not be as highly considered as a top-end arm. But it definitely helps when you face these guys every day.
All right, any more for the players? If not, Ryan, Trey, thank you for your time. Good luck with tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, take questions directed to Coach on the front row.
Hey, Coach, we've talked about the resilience all season long with this team. Go out yesterday and just notch 1 hit and come out today and notch 10 hits, 9 runs. Just what kind of changed overnight?
We just challenged them this morning. We started watching the opposing pitcher at 6:50 this morning, and then at 7 o'clock we met as a team, and we challenged them. And this team has done what it's done all year. Seems like every time we challenge them, they respond. And what we did was we actually had all the guys that faced them last time stand up in front of the team. And we basically told them that this guy has sat out there, Hagen Smith, for 14 straight weeks and basically has dominated everybody he's played. And we told him that life in the game of baseball is about making adjustments. And we challenged them. And those guys that faced him, they had to use their man voice and tell our team what they were going to do different today than they did last time. Because you guys know this, you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. What's that called? Insanity, right? So we're like, we're not doing that. We might strike out again, but we're not going to strike out and get out the same way we did last time. And then we actually paired a pitcher up with them. And that was their battle buddy. And we made them tell them what exactly they were going to do. And we got them face to face at 7 o'clock this morning. And we had some stare downs going on. It was awesome. And they actually responded. They were digging it. And I'm like, man, I mean, it's just a special team. I mean, for us to challenge them at 7 o'clock this morning, they were wide awake. And I thought they responded to it.
On the second row on the right.
Coach, we talked about, I think in February or March, about this team and about how special they are. Coach, I just want to ask you about the momentum, getting a win in Hoover, having success here, and I know you mentioned this back in February, about having success in Hoover first and then worrying about Omaha as the end goal. Talk about having success in Hoover and how big that is for y'all.
Yeah, you know, anytime you go into the postseason, you do want to play good. You know, this is a tough tournament to win, as you know, and it is a challenge, but you do want to feel good about your team. And you do want to be clicking on all cylinders. And you know what, quite frankly, sometimes you're going to face an opponent and an arm that just shuts you down and you just don't do as well as you'd like. But there's no question that you want to feel good about your team heading into next week, and this is a great opportunity for us to do that.
Front row.
As you kind of touched on at the beginning, the defense was pretty great today. McCarthy had that great catch in center field. Petrie had a great grab in the first, along with some others, Grant Smith. Just how important has this team's defensive prowess been over all year, and then heading into the finals of the SEC tournament this week and then next week? How important is that?
Yeah, I mean, when you think about everybody on the field, that the game presented them an opportunity to do something great on the defensive end, they responded. Mm-hmm. When you think about Nolan, the game did not present Waldy an opportunity, did not present McCoy and Wright, but everybody else it did. Devin had 3 great blocks throughout the game that I thought saved bases and one saved a run. The job that Mitch Daly did on multiple balls to his left, right at him, and coming in. There's 16 ground balls. You got a master as an infielder, and he dominated those 3 plays. Same thing with Grant. He moved well to his left and right. And then Pete was just unbelievable. I mean, the range for him, he went backhand up the middle on a ball that jumped up. I don't know if you saw it, it stuck right in his palm. How many times have you seen a guy do that and the ball jumps up a tad and it's like, boom, it falls out? Nope, it sticks in. Nicholson made a great tag. Everybody on our field, I thought Pooser did a good job covering first base. Same thing with Brian. Those guys, when the game presented an opportunity for them to make a play, they did it. And we have to have a pitching staff that believes in that, hey, look, I can ram that thing in there and we're going to have a defense. It truly is a 9-versus-1 mentality. And when they're doing that and we're doing that, that's us at our best. And we got in trouble, quite frankly, in the 6th when we didn't do that. But when we do that, we can compete at a very high level.
The center on the second row.
This is a little bit of new territory for you and your program, knowing going into the next 2 weeks, hey, we're going to be playing at home regardless of what happens this week. How are you thinking about, hey, we're competitive, we want to win here, but also we have some bigger fish to fry coming up? How are you and your coaching staff thinking about that?
Yeah, you bring up a really good point. And matter of fact, we made that decision in the middle of the game with Trey. He was at 76 pitches. And if we chose to run him back out there, their score was 6-0. You know, on an average, you're going to throw anywhere between 16 and 20, 25 pitches in an inning. So we made the decision, okay, if we do that, what we're saying is we're going to run them up there to over 100 pitches, and we weren't willing to do that. Sure, was the game 6-0? Yes, it was. Was it in a good spot? But ultimately, to your point, like, we do have to manage that in the right way. And I thought that's what they did with Hagen Smith as well, right? I mean, they find ways to chip away his innings and just to keep him down, because they know just as well as I do that we need these guys to throw well next week and the week after, and then 2 more weeks in Omaha to do what we want to do. So it is absolutely in the back of our minds, and we do have to be smart about how we go about it. And it's why we did Hogan, and we extended him out to 3 innings, and we built him up. Same thing with Ryan Hagen out. He was able to get 2+ innings and build his pitch count up, but with all the thought in mind that we are trying to win this, but then also to try to protect him and position ourselves to be good next week as well.
Okay, we have time for 2 more on the right.
Coach, I want to ask you about the trust you have in 1 through 9 of your lineup. I mean, today it was Ryan, and other days it's Devin Burns or whoever. Talk about that trust you have in your offensive explosiveness in tournament play, Coach.
Yeah, there's 6 components to offense, and when we're at our best, we're doing what we did today. We bunted, we hit bombs, we ran the bases well, we stole bases, we displayed our strikes on discipline, we situationally hit really well. I thought Lopez, that was crucial. They had runners at second and third, we had runners second and third, he pulls the ball foul, next pitch, a couple pitches later, he rams the ball in the right center field gap to get his 2 RBIs, we situationally hit. We did really click on a lot of the things, and the guys are just great. I mean, I had Grant Smith in my room last night because we just felt like, hey, we could try to get him to a little better place. Mentally, physically, all those things, just to check on him. And we had a great meeting with him, and again, he responded. I thought his leadership today was outstanding. His desire to win today really showed, and I thought our team fed off of him. So you're right, and that is our 9-hole guy. But he had great competitive at-bats, flew out to the track, got the 2-strike base hit there late. But when we're at our best, it is 1 through 9, and it's a lineup to where I think other teams and coaches have told us and complimented us and said it's a really deep lineup. And that is us at our best.
All right, last one on the left.
Nick, Kevin Skarbinski with the SEC blog. We've seen a lot of balls flying over the fence here, maybe more than you're used to seeing. What do you attribute that to? Is it carrying better? Is it hitters taking advantage of mistakes? Are they just locked in? What's going on?
I think it's a bit of everything. I think I would tell you that this league is filled with people that are just very physical. I mean, when you see some of our guys, if you were to see them with their shirts off, I mean, it is like impressive. So the physicality. Another thing too is we've got pitchers out there with power stuff. And there's a lot of times if you can just get the barrel to the right spot, the ball can explode off your bat. Is the ball carrying, like the actual ball? Is it like going pretty good? I think so. And the bat's good, yes. And I think the humidity has a lot to do with it. I looked at it today, this morning, it was in the low 50s. And when the humidity gets low like that and it gets into the 50s and the 40s, the ball actually does carry better. Yesterday, for example, it got a little higher. So I think it's a combination of all those things. Personally, this is a subject for another matter. Am I a little concerned with how much they're going over the fence? Yes. I think when you start doing some of the predictions of if these guys in our league played a 162-game schedule, it is a little bit alarming. And I think we would set like worldwide universal records in the history of it is, but there's some really good players. And I think the strike zone has something to do with it. I really believe this, we have the best umpires in the country. But I think when you start factoring all of those things, I think it does play a factor into it.
All right, thank you, Coach. Unless
Thank you
your
guys.
assistant has anything.
You guys are ready? You want to thank them for coming?
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.